houstonvip.net Copy To feature. I will start with the Patient Demographic F3 screen. In the Providers tab, you will see I have all the providers associated with the care of Lawrence Letters. For this example, I am only interested in the external providers signified by the globe or the hand. Highlighting Peter Pan and clicking Modify, you will see that Peter likes to get all his correspondence via email, and an email address has been added. Highlighting Jeffrey Steele, you will notice how his provider number and contact details appear in the box below. By clicking Modify, you will see that even though he has a HealthLink connection, he likes to get his correspondence printed. Because Jeff is a personal friend, correspondence is addressed to him as Jeff, not Dr. Steele. When the correspondence is created, houstonvip.net looks first for a known name, and if present, it is used, as in Dear Jeff. But if the known name is not present, then the more formal notation of Dr. Steele is used. Simon Wall, the diabetologist from Annerley, also prefers correspondence to be printed, stamped. Brian Potter, the referring doctor, with the referring details listed in the second box, is a modern, up-to-date doctor who requests all his correspondence via RSD. If that term is new to you, it stands for Referral, Status and Discharge, and uses the fully encrypted electronic method of messaging via HealthLink, Argus, Medical Objects, or any other service providers who comply with the HL7 standard. You will note that I am using the term correspondence, not letter. Letters are only one method of communicating, and houstonvip.net fully supports all the alternatives. I will now demonstrate how a template is set up. Like any good chef, my template is half cooked and ready to take out of the oven. The first thing I do is to click on this icon on the toolbar. This assists me with navigation so that I know exactly where objects are to be placed. I insert a text frame. The text frame is a very powerful feature in VIP.net, which allows you to position any piece of correspondence, field, image, as you will see later, or anything in any position on a letter as an object. This object is for the original recipient, so I must type original recipient in the text frame. Because I don't want the frame to actually appear in my letter, I double click on the border, go to Frame and Color, and mark No Line. On moving down the letter, you will see that I have put in another specialized text frame called Chosen Images. At the bottom of my template, I have placed another text frame. Within this text frame, I now need to insert a table. The table must have one row and 3 columns. In the first cell of my table, I type Copy To, and then I position the second cell to be again in the right place for a window envelope for those other parties who require their copies to be posted and stamped. Again, click on the frame and make sure that there is no line. Of course, if I would like a line there, I would leave the line in place. I click Save and Close. Now to put all this work to good use. F4 takes me to the communication dashboard. This dashboard will be described more fully in the later videos, so now we'll click New, Correspondence, and select my copy to with image. As I have selected a chosen image field, all the images associated with this patient are presented. I don't require the montage from the Zeiss VisuCam, but I would like a picture of the retina. Jeffrey Steele, who was the lead external provider, has been automatically nominated to get the original. Brian Potter, as we recall, wanted his by RSD. Malcolm, who works in the practice, doesn't want any at all. Peter Pan, the anaesthetist, would like his copy emailed. Simon Wall, the diabetician, wants his copy printed. Stephen, the cardiologist, can be excluded on this occasion. Sue, the screener, the nurse, can also be excluded. But we have decided as a matter of policy that we will send a copy of all correspondence to the patient. So we will include Lawrence. The letter now correctly presents with Jeffrey Steele as the original recipient, addressed as Dear Jeff. The image has been inserted, and the typist would now type something in here while listening to dictation or inserting auto text. The correspondence is saving. The print send button is clicked. The original list of associated providers represents in the same format as they were saved the first time. These represent in case the doctor has suddenly thought events, in case the doctor decides at the end of his or her dictation that he or she would like to include another provider who was not listed in the F3 screen. On this occasion, all we will do is to change the email to a print copy for Lawrence Letters. The first page of my correspondence now presents. Mr. Lawrence Letters wanted a copy of correspondence posted to him, so his name is coming here ready to be placed inside a window envelope. And he is also made aware that Simon Wall, Peter Pan and Brian Potter will also get a copy. If I click close on that page, the second page presents. Simon Wall has now occupied the space for the window envelope, and Lawrence Letters has been moved to the beginning of the list. A little like a merry-go-round, the name from the bottom goes into the window envelope, and the name from the window envelope goes to the top. Unless, of course, they are being sent electronically by referral status and discharge or emailed, in which case no further copies will appear because nothing further is required to be printed. Finally, now that the letter has been saved, I can click on the details log and I will see exactly what happened to my correspondence. It will give us a full audit trail of each page, the recipient, and the method of transport used. Only one copy produced, many different channels accessed, and each party fully aware of the presence of the other parties. Truly a breakthrough in the move towards the fully paperless practice.